Welcome to the Rewards Master Live, and this is my live celebration because it's been a long, hard road to get to 3,000 subscribers, and I'm finally there. Let's see if anybody's in the chat yet. Looks like a couple people have joined in. Let me pull some of this up. Nick, it looks like he came on a little earlier today and said, "Congrats on the 3K Bop." Thank you, Nick. Very excited about it. It's weird how YouTube subscriptions, they ebb and they flow, they come and they go. I mean, it like seems like you'll get a bunch for a while and then it gets in a real slowdown period. And this last couple months has been a big time slowdown period for me. The 2 months before that was really fast, but then it slowed way down. So I thought I was never going to get to 3,000 subscribers. So thank you, Nick. We'll try to watch tonight while at work, but most likely we'll have to watch the replay. Keep up the good work, sir. Thank you, Nick. If you're watching this later, I appreciate it very much. Jay Kelsey says, "Good job, dude." Thank you, Kelsey. Appreciate that. Tampa Travel, congrats, Bop. Well deserved. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Let's see. Do we have anybody in here so far? Let's see. It doesn't tell me yet how many are watching in here, but a few have jumped on. Nuracan is here and says, "Congratulations, Rewards Master." Well, thank you, Nuracan. Appreciate that. I'm excited. If anybody's wondering why I'm doing this at a weird time, it's because I'm actually in Atlanta. You can see my elegant Homewood Suites that I'm staying in near the Atlanta airport because AvCon is tomorrow, and I've got tickets to go to that. The other thing I watch on YouTube, in addition to all of the points and miles videos, which I consume at a rapid pace, I also watch a lot of travel videos. So there's going to be some travel YouTubers there that I'm excited to meet. And so AvCon Atlanta is tomorrow at the Delta Flight Museum. So I'm here at the Homewood Suites, just kind of chilling and getting ready for that tomorrow. So I had to drive over. So the timing of it was, that's why I had to have it just a little bit later than normal. All right, Philip's here. Hey, Philip. If you haven't checked out Points with Philip, you need to do that. It's an outstanding channel. A lot of knowledge, and he's really consistent about putting out information and just kind of giving good strategies. So I appreciate Philip for that. I've been on a few of his videos with him. Jay Carlos says, "Congratulations." Thank you so much, Jay Carlos. Appreciate that very much. I'm excited about it. Venice the Finest says, "Congratulations. Thank you for your knowledge and insight." I appreciate that. I am very excited to reach this milestone and to share with everybody. Points with Philip says, "I'll be in Atlanta next week." Okay. Well, I wish you were going to be here tomorrow for the AvCon. I think it's going to be fun. There's a lot of great speakers. The one I'm most excited, I think his name is Jeb Brooks. He's got a big channel on travel, and Nona and I watch all of his stuff. So we're excited to, at least she's not here, but I'm excited to see him tomorrow and get to, get to see some of the folks that I like to watch in the aviation world. A-Tier 50 says, "Happy Good Friday." Happy Good Friday to you, A-Tier. Good to talk to you. Good to have you here. Ian says, "I was in a Homewood last week. AvCon is tomorrow. I've got tickets. Completely forgot." Oh, are you not here? Are you here in Atlanta? Is it drivable for you in the morning? I hope. If so, if you see me there tomorrow, I don't know how many people will be there, but if you see me there tomorrow, Ian, make sure to come up to me and introduce yourself so we can connect. So that'd be awesome. I know that Mike is going to be here, so everybody knows Mike in the community. So Heidelberg Buckeye, congratulations on 3K. I really enjoy your content. Some people collect coffee mugs or magnets when traveling. Where do you store all your hats? Okay, so this is kind of funny. So Nona absolutely is patient with me because in our closet, we have a walk-in joint closet off of our bedroom. And on one wall of that closet, I have a whole bunch of hat hangers. So they're the kind that you can order. I just got them off Amazon, but you can fold the cap kind of like kind of like so, and then you can slide it in and it holds it like this on the wall. So it's kind of a cool little collection, but I don't have near enough. So in the bathroom on my side, we have like double vanities. On my side, I have some more there, and I was afraid she was going to make them take them down. Take them down, but she hasn't done that yet. So, yeah, I probably have about, I don't know, 50 or so caps from different places we've been. It's getting to where I don't have enough places to put them all. So that's the problem of having a collection. Now for Nona, she collects coffee mugs from Starbucks everywhere we've been. And I'm telling you, she's got at least 75 of them. And I want her to find a way to kind of display them, but we haven't figured that out yet. If I were to build her a little shelf, like maybe a foot or two below the ceiling around the house, I've talked about that, but I think that her cups would probably cover 4 or 5 rooms of our house. There's a lot of those too. So that's the problem with collecting. Okay, YouTube Experiment checking in. Hello, all. Good to have you, YouTube. Good to have you here. And he says, congrats. I appreciate that very much. Jessica Wynn is here. Says, congratulations, RM. Thanks for all the great content. Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate that very much. Points with Philip says, love Jeb. Yeah, his greener grass. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Ian says, Jeb's channel used to be amazing. Too many cruises and trains now for me. Yeah, he used to do a lot of flight stuff. Like I would love it when he would take like a Delta economy flight and then a American economy flight and then a United economy flight and compare all 3 of them. That's the kind of stuff I really loved on his channel. YouTube Experiment says, that's cool. I watch his channel too. Also, Noel Phillips, I think his name is. Yep, I've seen that one as well. James says, congrats. Thank you, James. I appreciate it. Let me see how many are in here. Oh, we got about 25 or so in here. That's pretty awesome. Well, what I was going to do tonight is basically just kind of take comments, but also I did look up some recent comments. So I thought that, you know, it could be a good thing to go through some of those recent comments and just kind of address it. I don't have them on the screen tonight because, like I said, I've had a crazy day trying to get here to Atlanta. It's about a 4.5-hour drive for me. So that's kind of where I'm at on it. But the first comment was on a video that I made entitled, What Actually Matters When You Already Have Too Many Credit Cards. So what I was talking about is for people like myself who have lots of cards, lots of annual fees, and we're looking at acquiring a new card, what are the things that actually move the needle? What are the things that matter at all? Well, and I talked a lot of different things in that video. Well, this comment was made, and I thought it was pretty good, by Pamalama23. And he says, and I thought this was hilarious. When you have 7 open global entry credits, but your authorized user reapplies with the same card used 3 years and 9 months ago. Now, the reason that's funny is because oftentimes those things renew either 4 or 5 years in. So 3 years and 9 months ago, that means that that global entry credit is not going to receive a credit on a card that you've already used it on. And so he's saying that you got all these cards with all these global entry credits, and then they're still going to waste because authorized user didn't know. And that is in our household, Nona and I, it's kind of a funny thing because I just kind of give her the card and say, use this for gas, use this for everything else kind of thing. Because I mean, if I tried to get her to try to gamify it like I do, it would not go well at all because she just doesn't want to put that much thought into it. And I think a lot of us have that player 2 experience. If you do, or if you don't, let us know in the comments. So that's kind of the first one that I wanted to address. Let's see how many we have in here. All right, I think we still got about 25. We're a little later than normal, so that kind of makes sense. So let's see here. Any more comments? I don't think so. Yeah, we got a few more. Points Dexter. Good to see you, Dexter. Says, congratulations, Bob. Well, I appreciate it. Excited to hit that 3,000 mark. Jay Kelsey says, hit that like button, folks. Yeah, if you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, also, if you want to give a super chat, super sticker, even 99 cents, if that's all you want to do, any of that helps the algorithm and might get me another subscriber or two. So that would be kind of nice. All right. Hybrid Vortex. Hello, Rewards Master. Congratulations on 3K. Thank you, Vortex. I appreciate it. It really actually took longer than I expected it to. So one Kevin P. Hey, Kevin, good to have you here. Channel member says, congrats. I appreciate that very much. Let's see. Oh, Cesar Joel. If you haven't seen Cesar's channel, you need to check that out. Says, congratulations, Bob. I appreciate that, Cesar. And Tampa Travel says, Jeb Brooks and his wife are awesome. Love seeing him and do crazy travel itineraries. Yeah. And he gets a haircut everywhere they go, which is that's just kind of an interesting niche thing that he it's kind of his signature deal. So yeah, if you haven't seen that, it's pretty good. It's called Greener Grass. It's a pretty good channel. So looking forward to hopefully meeting him tomorrow. All right, let me go to the next one that I have on the list of different comments that have come through. Okay, this is on my video recently. Actually, it was the last live stream I did last Sunday, and it was about the big 3 domestic airlines in every category. And I'm going to finish that this Sunday, where I continue to go through and rank each one of them. And this comment was made by, let's see, Curious George 2211. And George said, I flew the 3 of them domestically and recently and don't see any reason to prefer one over the other, except that price or price points and convenience. With that being said, United has the best free snacks, in my opinion. Okay. And I wanted to comment on that. So I see a lot of folks who comment on one airline or another that they prefer. It doesn't seem like very many people prefer American, but Delta has a lot of fans, and it seems that United has quite a few fans as well. And that's fine. I mean, I've been a status flyer with both of those. I was platinum with Delta for years. I had the Delta Reserve card. And I mean, for like 12 years, I was either gold or platinum with United, had the United Club card. I mean, I was big time in United's ecosystem. So I am super familiar with them. And then now for the last several years, I've flown a lot of Americans. So I know them all. And what I think is interesting is that some people gravitate to one airline or another basically because they had one bad experience with a specific airline. And I think that if that's the case, then that person either doesn't fly very much, or that person, because of that one bad experience, they've only switched to the other airline and they've just gotten lucky. Because I've had bad experiences on American. I've had bad experiences on United, and I've had bad experiences on Delta. I mean, you're going to have a bad experience. Sometimes it's weather related. They can't do anything about it. Sometimes it's mechanical. Sometimes it's crew related. But no matter what I have found is that if you're nice about it and you go and you approach it correctly, all of the airlines will take care of you when something happens. So if there's a delay, and especially if it's mechanical, then they're going to give you a hotel room for the night. They're going to give you food vouchers, whatever. And I'm not going to say it's going to be, extremely luxurious accommodations, but they are going to try to take care of you. And so I kind of agree with George on that I can fly any of them. Now, I'll tell you, I prefer to fly Delta or American over United. And the biggest reason is because I value so much those extra legroom seats, because I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'2". And so, with what's it called? Premium economy or premier economy or something like that with United. And I used to get that all the time because I could book right into it. Now it's main cabin extra for me with American, Comfort Plus with Delta. And on the other 2 airlines, they got better snacks and they got better drinks than on United. But like George said, he prefers the snacks on United over the others. So whatever. It's just kind of what a person chooses. But basically, I agree. They all have their... Now, overall, I do think Delta probably has a little better customer service on average. But I've had some Delta crews that weren't as good as some American crews and some United crews and so forth and so on. So that's kind of how it breaks down. All right, let's go back to some comments. The Demonix D 9197 says, hi and congrats. I subbed at 29.96. Hey, you were one of the ones that put me over. Glad to see you hit the 3K. Also, did you end up getting the Atmos Summit? I checked pre-qualification and I wasn't eligible for sub, so I withdrew the app. I'm going to look at that pre-qualification. I haven't done it yet because I'm still working on a sub on the Amex Platinum, and then I'm probably going to get that Virgin card that has the 75K cert or 75K bonus. I think that's a pretty good card. So I'm probably going to do that. And I also have a Delta upgrade for, I think it's 40 or 50,000 miles. So I'm probably going to do that too. So it'll probably be maybe 3 or 4 months before I look into that. But yes, I plan to at some point have the Atmos Summit. I have this Ascent card now. I don't care much about it, but the Summit, that's a different animal. So yeah, I think it'll be great. Cesar says, hit that like button. Thank you, Cesar, for encouraging people to do that. Hydra Vortex, did you see this week that built plus 5X on gas? Yeah, I did see that. That's pretty awesome. I get 5X on gas all the time anyway because I use custom cash, but yeah, it's pretty good. Mike from LA. Hey, good to have you here, Mike. Big congrats. Wishing you 5,000 subscriber multipliers. Yeah, maybe we'll get there pretty soon. We'll see. Paul Davis, congrats on reaching 3K. I'm thinking of replacing my City AA executive with three globe cards, okay, for the companion passes, which have worked out well for me. Thoughts? Well, I have not used an AA companion pass yet. I'm waiting for my globe card to come to renewal time to see how it works. How's that work for you? I mean, are they pretty easy? Is there a lot of restrictions, I guess, is the question I have. Because like with Delta companion passes, they don't give as many flight availability as they do like if you're just buying a ticket, even with miles. So I'd be curious. So I mean, you're gonna get 12 different passes to the AA lounges that way. I mean, isn't that right? So 4, and 8 is 12. Yeah, so you'll get 12. So I mean, are you going to use the Admirals Club more than 12 times? I guess that's the question. But yeah, that's an interesting strategy. Okay, St. Patrick's Day. Congrats on hitting 3,000. Thank you so much. Excited to get to that. Calder says, congrats, Bob. Appreciate that very much. Roman Chalk says, hey, everybody. Congratulations, Bob. I appreciate that so much. And Maldonado Jocks says, hello, Rewards Master. Good to have you here, Maldonado. Free music. Good evening, RM community. Good evening to you. Good evening, everyone. Mike Newland. Mike, am I going to see you tomorrow at AvCon? I thought you said you were going to be there, so I hope so. Good to have you here. Jay Kelsey, Virgin card is not bad for an easy sub. I sadly got it at 60K. Yeah, this is 75K, so I'm going to try to get it before that expires. BT101 channel member says, congrats. My plan for 2026 is to hit Chase and City subs and put everything else on Palladium. Your video on low spenders versus high spenders helped a lot. Well, I'm glad to hear that. It's always encouraging to know what helps. Mike Newland says, in Atlanta also. Yeah, I'm over here at Homewood Suites. I think that you told me you were at a different one. So, Dong Kim, good to have you here, Dong Kim. Mr. Lost 67 says, congratulations, Master. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Excited about it. And SCC 30, can't believe StreamYard updated their logo for once. Yeah, they did. It looks a little different than it used to. And Ichachi 81 channel member says, so every live stream, you were located in a different country or state. Yeah, I was in Guatemala, I think just a couple weeks ago. So, yep, I'm just trying to continue to put stuff out either way, no matter where I am. So, we're at the DoubleTree by the airport. Okay, yeah, I'm at the Homewood Suites by the airport, so I think we're pretty close by. So, look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Mike. I'll try to say hello or wave at you or whatever. Make sure to look me up if you see me. All right, next comment that we have to address. Let's see. This one is on my video entitled United Mileage Plus Earning Changes Explained. And this is a video I did that was kind of a recap of an old live stream, where I do kind of have all the slideshow and all that. And Hey Blinken says the verdict's in. United changes were almost exclusively bad. Point prices for all the flights we tracked went up 10 to 20% today. The card member savings of 15% just brought the prices back to the same level within 5%. Few exceptions I saw were terrible itineraries, which dropped 10% after the card member savings were applied. Changes were total trash. I took your advice and booked some of these flights a few weeks ago because the cancellation policy allowed me to rebook if prices dropped. I had a hunch it was a ruse. I'm not going to rebook any of the flights because the prices did not drop as United said they would. Dynamic prices, they don't have to explain why prices go up. All right. So what Blinken is saying is that this new thing that's going on with United, where they tell us that, well, if you have a card, then you're going to get higher earnings when you buy a cash ticket when you fly on the airline. But they're also telling us that you're going to get 10% off for having a card. And then if you have status, I think you get 15% off. So what he's saying is that that's all just a smoke and mirrors. So really what they're going to do is, because they have dynamic pricing, they can up the price of overall little by little, and then they give you 10 or 15% off, and it's still the price that it used to be. And that was my fear all along. And United, I'm telling you, the United card changes I thought were just, I know there have been a lot of devaluations, but I think that those United card changes were some of the worst that we've seen in this last year of massive devaluations. Because those United cards, the United Explorer card used to be just a smoking good card. I mean, it was really good at $95. You got those 2 passes to the United Club. It just had usable stuff on it. But now, I mean, all their cards are just these massive coupon books with really, really convoluted credits. And I just think that's the way United's going. They're just absolutely taking their program. And because of dynamic prices, they can kind of hide what those prices actually are. So that's what let's see, Blinken was saying, and I think he's absolutely right. Let me catch up on some comments here. Looks like we got about 56 people in here. That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Okay, background balloon. Give some thumbs up, clapping. Appreciate that very much. Mike Newland, it'll be great to meet you tomorrow. Looking forward to that, Mike. It'll be great. Travis Travels, congrats, RM. Well deserved. Thank you, Travis. Travis and I have a couple of collaboration videos that are going to be coming out in the near future, so be looking for those. We've done some in the past as well. Dugras, congrats, RM. Thank you, Dugras. I appreciate it. Excited about it. Free music. I'm seeing some really good United rewards, 80K for Polaris from West Coast to UK when awards first became available. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the process, is that you're going to see early on, and I think Hyatt's going to do this too. They have this 5 price tiers now. And I think what they're going to do is the first little while, you're going to see some good redemptions, but then that gives them the room to be able to move the program around later to make higher profits for them. So it seems like that's probably what's going to happen. Dugras, Mike Newland, you're doing a mini meetup. Whoa. Yeah, I guess we are in our own little way here in Atlanta. So anybody else wants to come to AvCon tomorrow, I think you would probably enjoy it. Okay, let's look at the next comment. So this was on my video entitled I Tested Built 2.0 Hotel Credits. Here's what actually happened. So I talked about a booking that I made with the Built hotel credits. So, hey, Blinken said, I wanted to report my recent experience with Built. First, my mortgage payment was rejected after Built held the money for a week. Then they been balking for 2 days about returning the payment when I made my payment through the mortgage manually. Second, I am abroad and have had many of my attempted payments with my Built card declined due to PIN issues. Not good. Not a real bank. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to dispute that because I'm hearing that report from a lot of people. I will say that I've not had any of those experiences. My built stuff has went smooth from start to finish. Now I will say I'm kind of old school. I kind of use a physical card. It's in my Apple Wallet, but I just never think to use that. So I just use a physical card. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know. My mortgage is with a major bank, and so it just kind of went through easy. So maybe I just gotten lucky because of those things. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I mean, I think we all agree. Built the program has incredible value potential. It's just incredible, but I mean, the people running it are kind of like fly by the seat of your pants. I mean, it's like I've said before, it's like a bunch of eighth graders are running a company. I know it's got its issues. It's definitely got its issues. Okay, let's go back to some comments. Paul Davis says, just canceled my Hyatt card and booked a stay to spend the rest of my Hyatt points. Between me and my wife, 6 Aspires, amazing 6-night vacation every year. Yeah, I mean, Aspire cards, if you could afford the annual fees, then those cards pay for themselves because, I mean, you're going to get more than a $550 night if you use it strategically. And then you get the $400 hotel credits. The airline credits are super easy to use. So yeah, I mean, it's one of the top tier cards available to anybody. Mike says at AvCon in Atlanta, just met up with Anthony and Calby. Oh, awesome. I'm glad they're going to be. Yeah, I think Anthony's actually doing a talk or something tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. Dugras says, very cool. Charvicio, no issues here either. Rent just took a few extra days to process in the first month, but no decline. Okay, it's a good data point. Thank you. Jay Carlos says, my wife and I use the Palladium only on Apple Pay and virtual card number online. Never had any issue. We use bill card to pay rent, not an issue. I know is different than mortgage. Yeah. Okay, that's a good data point. Alex says April mortgage payment was fine. 2 days to process to get points. Okay, good data point. Mike, the credit card community is welcoming. I'm very excited to meet everyone. Yep, I'm excited about it tomorrow too. It's going to be fun. The Demon XD says, I have a Venture X. Should I switch over to Built Palladium? It scared me because they wanted to verify biometrics like video of me and photo ID. Well, I didn't have that because I already had Built 1.0, so I just had to switch over to 2.0. But as far as is the card better than the Venture X, I mean, I would say it is. I still have a Venture. Well, Nona has a Venture X. I'm an authorized user, but we're not getting rid of our Venture X because I actually, if I were to make a guess, I think the Venture X is probably going to get better because they're going to need to compete with the Palladium. But as of now, I think the Palladium just all day, it's got advantages over the Venture X. So Don Kim says, Mike Newland, you met the stars of the credit card anime. All right. Mike Newland laughed at that. Points Dexter, I just got back from Los Cabos, Mexico, and my Palladium kept getting declined. Pulling it out was like Russian roulette. So you're spinning the wheel, you don't know. Yeah, we're going very soon to Europe to going to fly on Emirates over to Milan, going to fly home on Swiss business class, all of that. So we'll be doing videos on all that. But I will say, I'm not sure that I'm going to use my Built card while I'm over there. I have other cards that'll earn well, and I just don't know if it's worth the hassle. So, because I have heard of people who've had some issues with fraud coming up on their Built card. I don't want to deal with that for sure. So, not sure. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to use yet, but I'll get to it soon. Free music. I had to do biometric verification from Palladium. No big deal. Hybrid Vortex, my mortgage payments all were fine. No issues here. All 3 plus HOAs were fine. Good. Good to hear that. Mike says, I'll have a chance to meet up with aviation YouTubers tomorrow also. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I don't know exactly what to expect, but I think it's going to be a good time. So, All right, if you haven't hit the like button or subscribe button, I mean, we did just hit 3,000 subscribers, but I think it'd be really great to blow past 3,000. So please hit the like button, subscribe. Let me see how many folks are in here right now. Looks like we got about 60 in the group, so that's really good. So hit the like button, subscribe. If you choose to give a super chat or anything of that nature, that helps the algorithm as well, and it's deeply appreciated. Mike says my Palladium was declined trying to buy a Delta gift card direct from Delta. Odd. Is that the only decline you've had on it, Mike? I haven't had any decline, so I didn't know. All right, so let me go to the next comment that I had queued up. Next comment was on a video I did on the new Platinum card from Robinhood, and it was entitled 5X Dining, but everything else falls apart. Robinhood Platinum review. So the Robinhood Platinum is, I just think it is just totally obvious what that's about. And this is what the comment that's made by Matt Voigtlanger, I think is what it is. And Matt said, agree with your thinking. I think the point of the launch is to get more of the 3% cards removed from circulation from their high spend customers. Yeah, that's kind of the conclusion I came up with, is that I think that the card, they kind of stretched too far on the Robinhood Gold card. I mean, the Robinhood Gold card is awesome if you like cash back. I don't like cash back. I'll take the Built Palladium over it all day, every day. But if I were a cash back person, I'd want the Robinhood Gold card. It is amazing. I mean, it's 3% on everything. But that's a really high bar. So in the cash back world, that Robinhood Gold card is the Built Palladium, right? So I was thinking, wow, I bet you they stretch themselves too far. And they don't have the metrics in place that Built does to make sure everybody's spending a lot of money on the card. So I thought, wonder what that's looking like for them. But then you notice that they say this new Platinum card that is just got lots and lots of credits. It's super expensive, but I mean, it doesn't earn well. It's get 5X on dining, 1X on everything else. They say it's by invitation only. And what I'm saying, and I think what Matt is agreeing with, is that what they're going to try to do is entice people to move from the 3% on everything and to upgrade to this because it'll cost them less. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not. Okay, Mike says, just hit the like. Sorry, I forgot to do it. Hey, that's all right. It's easy to do. And then Mike gives $9.99. Thank you, Mike, so much. You're always a great supporter of my channel and so many others. Appreciate it very much. And Mike Newland says, yeah, that's the only decline so far. Okay, so he's talking about on his Palladium. That's the only one. So it's on a Delta gift card. Free music. I bought a Costco shop card with Palladium, and it went through just fine. 3X points as well. Okay. Costco shop card. Hybrid Vortex. They should have put a cap on the 3X like they did with the Palladium. Okay. Yeah, Palladium, you can get 2X all the time, but the 3X, I mean, you got to spend a bunch of Built cash to do it, and you got really a hard cap of $25,000 a year in spend to get that. So, yeah, that was a smarter way to do it. All right, let's see how many are in here. Looks like we've got 58 on board. So that's pretty awesome. Please hit the like button, subscribe. Anything you do like that really helps with drawing more people into the chat. So I appreciate it. All right, let's look at the next one that I have on here. So that was on the 5X Dining. This is also on that same video about the Robinhood Platinum card. And Travis Travels, who was in here earlier, he might still be in here, who I've done some videos with, has a great channel, by the way, if you haven't checked out Travis. I love to watch his videos. Says, I think the fact that you can't pair this with the gold breaks this card if I'm a cashback card. So, yeah. So the thing is that if you could have a duo of that Robinhood Gold 3X on everything, and then that Platinum card from Robinhood 5x on dining, and then you get all those credits and perks, that would be a pretty compelling cashback setup. But they're not going to allow that. You're only allowed to have one Robinhood card. And I find that very interesting because that is kind of, now people who have a player two can kind of beat the system, right? Because one person can get one person can get the other, but still that's their play. I think they don't want people getting all of it. They want them to have to choose one or the other, and they want them preferably to choose the one that gives them 5x on dining and 1x on everything. So that kind of seems like how it's going to work. At least that's what clearly Travis thinks, and that's what I think as well. Let's see. Mr. Lost 67 channel member says, I'm points and miles, but the Robinhood is Visa. And guess who only takes Visa? Costco, more than the Costco City Card. Yeah, Costco only takes Visa. I've always been amazed that they don't take MasterCard. I mean, why is that? I don't have a Costco where I live, but we love Costco. When we lived a place that had it before, if you don't know this, and it doesn't matter if you don't have a Costco, but if you have a Costco and you have a Costco card, you realize their return policy is like the best thing ever imaginable for a return policy. I won't go into it, but I returned something once after years because they actually told me to. And I was like, well, I bought this years ago. I don't have the receipt. And they said, bring it back. It was unbelievable. So, I mean, I wish we had a Costco close to us because they are amazing. All right, let's see how many we have in. We have right at about 60 now, so that's pretty awesome. All right, next comment on the list is from my video entitled Why Citibank Has the Best Card Ecosystem in 2025. So this is a recent comment on an old video. So 3 days ago, Stephen Hughes said, I don't care if it's Capital One, Citi, or Chase. Do not focus on ecosystems. If you're sitting in the Paris Charles de Gaulle airport, you do not want to suddenly find out the bank has frozen all your cards. Always travel with multiple banks. Wells is the only company I've had to talk to customer service a lot with. They were good and I got the money right back, but the bank obviously had bad security. So I appreciate what Stephen's saying. And I wasn't trying to argue because you understand I have all the ecosystems. I have all of them. I have lots and lots of cards. I was simply trying to argue for Citi because I think Citi is so very, very good. But I always, when I travel overseas, take multiple cards with me. And pretty much I take cards from multiple ecosystems. So like, for instance, some of them that I definitely will use. In the past, I used my Built 1.0. So I'll take it with me. Don't know if I'm going to use it under this new situation, but we'll see. But I take that. I always take my Chase Sapphire Preferred. And those of you who watch the channel, I'm not a fan of the Chase Sapphire Preferred, but it's a good card internationally. It always works. There's never any fraud alerts. It's pretty decent. And it's got 3x on dining, so we use it a lot when we're eating out. And so I'll take that one. And then I'm going to take my Ritz-Carlton card because if there was an issue, there is no customer. I'm telling you, I have to kind of change my direction because I was very negative on the Ritz-Carlton card, say 6 months ago. I even did a video on how I thought it was overrated as a lounge card. But then I got it, and then I called their customer service just like that. I have never seen anything like it. In fact, I was on the Stack Your Points podcast yesterday, and RJ was commenting on something about customer service. And I'm like, if you want customer service, there's just no question. Ritz card. And she said, well, yeah, but American Express has great customer service on my Platinum. It is not even close. I mean, American Express does have good customer service. The Citi Elite has good customer service, but they still make you go through like a menu situation, right? Not the Ritz card. You call the number on the Ritz card, and in one ring, a human being answers that you can understand. A human being. It is amazing. So I'm thinking, even though it doesn't earn good and I'd have to earn Marriott points, if I had any kind of issue, I know that they would take care of it right away. So has anybody had that experience with the Ritz card? I've been just blown away by the customer service. It is just, it's just next level. Let's see. They should have put a cap on the 3X. Yeah, we already looked at that one. That's why I bought the shop card. That's what Free Music says. And then Hybrid Vortex, you can always shop online with MasterCards online. So you're talking about at Costco. Okay, cool. Ichachi says, I can never get bill card to buy a shop card. It always gets canceled. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people are having those kind of experiences. Free Music, I've returned the same model ice maker 5 times. Return the broken one in and get a new one. Never questioned about the return. That's what I'm saying. It's amazing return policy. Just amazing. Hybrid Vortex, you can always shop Costco online with a MasterCard. Okay. Yeah, I did not know that. Hybrid Vortex, our Rewards Master is in the Atmos Summit. It says you can transfer to partners as a perk. Do you have any data points on what that means, if that means One World? I don't know. I do not know. If anybody knows on that, try to give Vortex an answer, because I don't have that card, so I haven't really looked into it deeply. All right, let's look at the next comment. So this one comes from John Barnett, and it's on my video. I tested Built 2.0 hotel credits. Here's what actually happened. So I was talking about, again, my hotel booking. And John says, just booked a Park Inn by Radisson in downtown Luxembourg this July. Pretty much the same rate as the other portals. $200 Palladium credit, $100 Built cash, point multiplier to 3X. Pretty happy as long as it works as planned. Yeah, I have found that I think the hotel booking thing, especially with the 3X extra you get, the 3X, I'm sorry, the $100 that if you as a gold status that you can apply to it, that's going to be pretty strong. At least it seems like to me. Marsruth says, customer service is why I don't think I'll keep the Palladium. When I need a human, there needs to be a human on the other side. Yeah, sometimes you just got to have that. Kale Mary, Atmos in general can be transferred to hotels. No Summit needed. I don't think it's a good rate at all, though. Okay, that kind of answers the question earlier. Stinky Monkey Baby, best name on YouTube, says, I'm late, but happy Friday, everybody. Good to have you here, Monkey. Good to have you here. All right, let's see how many we have in. Looks like we have still about 53, so that's pretty good for getting kind of closer to the end. So let me pull up and see if we have any more comments on my videos. So this is on why Citibank has the best credit card ecosystem of 2025. So again, an old video with a new comment. And this is a comment about customer service. So Riley says, I called customer service. The person was from another country, thought I was calling a scammer. So talking about Citi's customer service. I hear this all the time. Citi has terrible customer service. They have terrible customer service. Well, I just told you has the best. The Rich Card has the best. And I think Amex is pretty good too. But I'm telling you, there is a difference between your customer service experience with Citi if you have the Prestige or the Elite versus any other card in their lineup. I don't know. I guess they have a different call center. It goes to a different number. But there is a difference. And I know this is true because I've heard this from others who have either the Elite or the Prestige. If you have their high level card, it absolutely is a different level of customer service. Okay. Stinky Monkey Baby said, I've heard that the phone line for the Palladium has improved a lot recently. Well, I hope so. It needed to, for sure. Rob Knopper's studio says, Rob says, Rewards Master, just popping in. Congrats on your achievement. I've been loving your channel since I found it. Keep it up. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate that very much. Appreciate it very much. All right, let's see here. We've got still about 50 in here. So if you would, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's see how many likes we got. Oh, we only have 16 likes. So if you would, please hit the like button. That'll help out a lot. Appreciate it. So just to get back to some of the comments. Actually, I think that was the last one that I'd queued up. So I knew this might be a little bit shorter one, but I just wanted to kind of celebrate and tell all of you thank you for all of your support through these last. I think I've been doing this 3 years or 3.5 years, and just hitting 3,000. It's an exciting milestone. So let's see. The Demon XD says, quick question. If you spend about 5K a week business spend, non-bonus category, which card would you use every time without a second thought? Probably 5K a week. Goodness, that's a lot on a business card. Because I thought you were saying 5K a month, and I would have probably done the Blue Business Plus then just to get 2X, and it'd be easy, no question. But wow, 5K a week, probably one of the ink cards. I mean, isn't there one of the ink cards that gives a 1.5X on everything? I think there is, but I would have to mull that over a little bit. That's a lot of spend. That's $20,000 a month. So that's a lot of spend. So I would probably split it up. It wouldn't be just on one card. I'd split it up to be able to use that spend as a tool to get great, benefits like statuses and extra free night certs and stuff like that. So that's probably how I'd do it. My cryptoling says, every time I call customer service, I politely ask to be transferred to someone in the States. And that does sometimes work. SCC 30, Rewards Master, foreign transactions that have them if you're in Mexico or any of the islands closest to the U.S. as long as the primary currency is USD. I don't know. I've never tried that. I don't even carry cards outside of the U.S. that have a foreign transaction fee. So I wouldn't be able to answer that one for you. Free Music says, I would use the Amex Blue Business Plus or cash, maybe the new graphite card. Yeah, but the problem is 5X. I mean, 5,000 a week is going to cap that 50,000 cap real fast. So that would have been my suggestion too, for Free Music. But maybe if you have more than one Blue Business Plus, maybe. Hybrid Vortex, Ink Unlimited, and honestly, the Venture X business. Yeah, Venture X business is a pretty good choice for that much spend. It really is. And Kale Mary, 5X biz per week. I think you're the one guy MX made the graphite card for. I don't know who they made that card for. I wouldn't spend on it, though, no matter how much spend I had. The Demon says, I was thinking about Biz Plat since anything over 5K is 2X. Maybe use that to hit status with Atmos Summit. Yeah, that's a good idea. And says sometimes it reaches 7K some weeks. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, that over 5K to get 2X on the business plat, that's not a bad idea at all. It's not a bad idea at all. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for being here. We're at like 48 minutes, didn't quite make our regular hour, but I appreciate it so much. And as far as gifts and things, I think Mike Newland's $9.99. Thank you, Mike, so much. I think that's all we really had tonight. But thank you, everybody, for being in here. Thank you for celebrating with me my 3,000 milestone of new subscribers. So I appreciate that, and hope I have get looking forward to meeting Mike in person and several others tomorrow at the AvCon here in Atlanta. Thank you all for jumping in. Just a last comment. Don Kim says, congratulations. Kale Mary, same thing, says thanks, congratulations. Happy Tom says, thanks for the live and congrats. Thank you, Tom. Had a great time with you in Sacramento. Free Music, doesn't the Amex Plat 5X, 2X have to be a single transaction? It might. I think that's absolutely right. K-State Nate, I returned a broken crock pot that was 7 years old and without a receipt to Costco. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My chair was 5 years old, and they just told me to bring it back. They gave me the money back. So crazy. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Have a great night. I'll see you in the live stream on Sunday afternoon. Take care.